All right, happy hump day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I am Crystal XO, and this is the Dating Diaries. The Dating Diaries is made up of one half, Crystal XO, and the other half, of course, Scorpio Moe.
Yeah,
Scorpio Moe. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa. All
there,
right, there we go. I was like, whoa, what happened? What happened? What
there
happened?
we go. What's
What's
happening,
good?
everybody? Crystal?
What's good? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Scorpio season.
Hey, babe. Oh, Scorpio season is upon us, but not yet. We're still Libra.
No,
Still,
no,
hold
no,
on.
no. Today's the 22nd. Don't hit me with that.
Oh, it's over with.
I think so. Today, I think it starts on the 22nd or the 23rd.
I think it's the 23rd. It's today is the 23rd though, right?
Oh, yeah. Let's Scorpio season. Sorry. Y'all like,
Oh, Libra season is always too short. It's always too short.
yeah. You know what? It do seem short, though. I ain't going to hold you.
It does. It does. It feels like Virgos just do all this pressure, and then Scorpios are chomping at the bit, and it just feels like Libras, like we don't get our full. We need an extra month.
Hey, when are we going back in time? Daylight savings. Falling
That
back.
comes at the end of the month. That comes at the end of the month. You guys see, Sugar Pie has on her jumpsuit, her velour tracksuit. Say hi, Sugar Pie. All right.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my goodness, where's our chat? What's going on? Hey, Sadie, Libras do get left. We do, but you know what? Let me ask you something, Scorpio Mo, not Gun Boss. Gun Boss is a Libra.
What up, boss? What up?
Why do Scorpios have such a bad reputation when it comes to being physical? Why is that? People, that is the biggest reputation that people have about Scorpios, is that they're nasty.
Oh,
You know that. I mean, we know that that's what you guys are known for.
I mean, that's one of the things, but I people lead with that, but it's so much more. I don't
But
know.
I'm asking, why is it like that though?
I think just because we feel everything is intense about us. So they say, you know what I mean? Everything is intense. I just think
Because you have said, I'm dating this girl. Ooh, she's a Scorpio too. And you've gotten excited.
yeah, it's only been one that disappointed me. Everybody else lived up to the name, the challenge.
Well, that worries me because my daughter is a Scorpio, and I don't want that to be true. I don't want it to be true. I want there to be other things.
No, not passionate, very, very passionate people, loyal. Those are the three things that come up.
I don't ever hear about anything else besides the nastiness.
Damn it, man.
I know. Gumbo says cuddle season is because of the end of the year. I don't know, but the Sagittarius and Capricorns don't have the same, don't have the same stereotypes. So it can't be because of the cold weather.
Yeah,
But it is cuffing season.
It's draft season for cuffing season.
It is time right now to get it in. If you are trying to be booed up for the holiday, you have got to get it in gear now. You have got to be intentional, people, about what you're doing.
Matching pajamas. You still got a little time for
if you're trying to be a part of the matching pajamas gang, you are going to have to get out there and put yourself out there right now. Right now.
Like, yeah, you ain't got much. The deadline is approaching.
So what do you think? What is the cutoff? What are we going to say on this show is the cutoff for matching pajama season? What day should be the cutoff? Because we are now October 23rd.
November 14th. I'll give you 2 weeks in November.
November 14th? What about if you meet somebody? Well, yeah. Okay, I kind of like November 14th. Let's look. Is it a Saturday? What day is that?
No idea. I'm just giving you 2 weeks in November because it's still kind of like.
So you want to make sure that the person gets in well before Thanksgiving in order for them to reap the benefits?
I ain't gonna lie, we pushing it. It really should be November 1st. We pushing it. I ain't gonna lie.
We could take it back. I mean, we're setting this rule here. We're going to share it, but so what? Okay, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. We need people to participate. What is the cutoff? What is the cutoff date for matching pajamas, for Christmas pajamas?
Exchange too, correct? Am I right?
Oh yeah, if we're dressed in matching pajamas, we definitely are exchanging gifts.
But I think there should be a limit on the gift. You know why? Because you ain't put enough time in to get. I think it should be one gift under $150.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
The reason why is because we ain't got enough time invested for me to really.
Okay, so what you're saying that we're looking for what date that you can get a gift under $150 and we can coordinate in matching Christmas pajamas. What is the date?
November 14th.
November 14th. Okay. All right. I'm trying to see if I met somebody, and you guys don't have any suggestions. If I met somebody on November 14th, which is a Thursday, does that give me enough time to like him enough? What's up, Felicia? What do you think the cutoff date should be? Yeah, Rhonda says the cutoff was June 30th. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Rhonda. We had to, you got to extend it out.
For me, it's normally September 1st. It's Labor Day weekend. It's normally the cutoff.
September 1st?
No, I mean, Memorial Day weekend is usually my cutoff.
Okay. But you've extended out to the second week in November for the right woman.
But ain't nobody jump on the roster.
But I'm saying if the right woman shows up by November 14th, she has a chance.
It's for the 150 yet.
For the 150 and the matching pajamas.
Here's the thing. If it's a matching pajamas, I assume someone is staying over someone's house.
Yes.
And I'm assuming the house is staying over with, there's no children. There's no young people.
At this point in life, you're probably not dating a woman that has a small child.
I would hope. I'm just saying. But people have family members over. But you know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, but they're not sleeping with you.
No. But yeah, it's just a family time. You got to be very careful. But yes, I would say that's the cutoff.
Okay. All right. So you guys have some time. And I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. I believe there could be a woman out there or a man out there that wants love for Christmas. I believe it can happen. It's not funny, Mo. I really believe that. I believe
if it's around.
I believe that if you want Christmas love, you can have it. Why are you laughing?
Christmas love. I say I'm even I don't know, we'll see. But I'm just saying, you just never know with these things. I think we pushing it. I ain't gonna hold you. I think we pushing.
All right, so we're saying this. We're saying it. The cutoff date, the cuffing season cutoff date for matching pajamas and exchanging Christmas gifts this year for anyone over 40. The date is November 14th. Now, if you are younger than 40, then I feel like your date, because the older you get, we don't have as much time. So we move a little faster and we know what we want.
That part.
But if you are under, I'm going to say 35.
Okay.
You really have to cut yours off. Yours should have been probably like Halloween.
And then here go the other.
Maybe even before that.
This is still a buildup. I want people to keep in mind of the momentum. New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day. This is all set up to get decent. You see what I'm saying?
It's dealing right now with Christmas.
But this is the buildup now.
It is the buildup because New Year's Eve. Now, I would also just like to make some adjustments to this. So that means the person, you have to have met them or went on a date with them by November 5th, November 14th. It also means that they have to be consistent. There could be no hiccups prior to Christmas. If you have a hiccup, you're not going to make it. Even if I like you a lot, you're just not going to make it. You're not going to make it. No hiccups.
If she got that 90-day rule, don't even invest in her because she ain't going to, that's past the deadline. You stay in the night, remember? Don't.
Yeah, in order for you guys to take pictures in matching pajamas, there has to be some slumber party behavior.
There you go.
That's not, I don't like that. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like what you just did. I don't like it. What I'm saying is that you guys have to be sleeping, spending the night with each other. Spend a night bag has to be a part of your repertoire.
You got that spend the night bag. Hey.
I don't think that there have to be hiccups. They're not. Gun boss. Jeez, Louise. I cannot sit here on my phone, do it. What?
It's cheerful season, so nobody should be getting into any. It's a festive time.
I have to do that Friday or next Wednesday. I can't do all that right now, Gun Boss. He wants me to do a contest, and we'll do that next Wednesday. Got to set that up. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about a subject that I think is really interesting when it comes to dating. Okay. And before we get into our topic for tonight, we'll share our dating dilemmas, disasters, or deal breakers. But I want us to talk about how people's job title or career could affect their ability to find a mate. Because I meet so many people that say they don't date certain people. There are some people that don't date a person with a 9-to-5. Other people don't date, entrepreneur. Obviously, I don't date, promoters or physical trainers. And then there's a lot of men that have said, I've heard men say they don't want a woman that is a entrepreneur or owns her own business because the time. So I want to talk, let's have a conversation about how does that affect our dating? How does what we do affect our personality? And does that affect what options are available to us when we're dating? Before we get started, as you guys know, every Wednesday we give you a dating disaster, a dating dilemma, or a dating deal breaker. And I'm going to share one of my dating deal breakers that I think I had to get over with in order to find happiness, which I feel like I have found. So one of my deal breakers was names. I don't like certain names. I don't feel like they, like certain names I didn't feel like were manly enough.
You are petty.
That's not petty. I just, when I would meet a guy, I would be like, well, that name doesn't fit with me. I don't really like that name.
This is why you're single for so long. You are petty.
No, I just, you say the person's name and it just didn't, yeah, names. I'm okay. I'm being honest. Okay. I'm being honest. I had a thing with names. And so I remember I went out with this guy named Will, and I was like, it just doesn't feel like a good fit for me. Will? Mm-mm. I don't like certain names. And so ironically with Adrian, I told myself, Christal, because I was like, I've never met a guy named Adrian. Actually, I do know another guy named Adrian. But it just never seemed like a name that really stood out or, but I was like, you know what? That's not important.
I'm glad you got past that.
I did. I know how crazy. I mean, that probably was crazy, guys, but there were a lot of names I just did not like. Like if I, talk to the person and I don't want to say too many because somebody could end up seeing us, but there are a lot of people I was just like, his name just doesn't sit right on my tongue. I don't like it. Woo. See, I agree. See, Rhonda says no. Rhonda says Henry and Charles. See, those are names that it don't fit.
I can understand you not liking it, but not to deal with them because of this.
But I feel like your name, it basically defines who you are, because words are powerful. And when you speak the name over the person every day, I think it shapes their personality. If you look up most people's names, definition of their name, they are usually aligned with that definition. That's why I was also very careful about my children and the names that I gave them, because I really feel like names names become the defining part of that person.
When you're filling out an application, possibly, yes.
Or when you're speaking that name. So if a person's name means, I don't know, like Jessica. Jessica is a name that means pretty. And most of the people I know named Jessica are pretty girls. Andrea also.
Well, I definitely don't know about that one. I might rock with the Jessica, but the other one I can't co-sign.
Anyway, give us a deal breaker that you have. No, sugar pie, stop.
I'm getting when you was like, some people prefer not to deal with business owners.
Mm-hmm.
I might be entering that realm. I kind of get it. I get it now. And it's just a time thing, and they're the hardest people to get to know.
Wait, who?
The dealing with business owners, women that are business owners.
But we're not there yet, Mo. We're just talking about deal breakers.
That's my deal breaker.
Oh.
We said earlier, you used to know some people, the guys that say they won't. That's my deal breaker.
You don't want a woman that owns her own business?
It's the hardest people. I've dealt with them, and they're the hardest people to get to know. At this point, it's cool.
Nor deny that.
Huh?
I said I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Hard is the time, like to put the time in the beginning on your end, even to get the know phase is rough. It's really, really rough, especially when you have a routine, right? And then let's say you're one too, or you just have a routine.
Mm-hmm.
I like routine. I like
you like the same thing every day.
Oh, but I like to know that at such and such, this is off and you are on, opposed to this stuff thing never turns off and I'm trying to talk to you and it's like, wait. And just the constantness of that. It's
gun boss, click off. No, I just said gun boss, click off.
It's annoying. And you always get interrupted, things get postponed, stuff get moved. I like tradition. You got a job, I got a job, I get off, and I'm one of them people I could shut it off, but I've dealt with women who could not shut it off, and it's not attractive to me anymore. The title of it is cool, but the other the stuff that come with it at this age and this time of my life, nah, I'm cool with that. Now, if I was out here playing around, it might be something different. I'm like, whatever, but I'm not. So I'm trying to lock in. It's hard to lock in.
Well, you know what? This is a part of all of us understanding we all have different things that we like or dislike. And I can say it can be difficult to get to know someone who does have a business. I know for myself as a business owner, sometimes it's difficult for me to date someone that does have a regular schedule because their hours are different. Specifically, if they if they are someone that has to be in a bed super early, that could be that could be a problem, right? Because I would be up later, especially when I had a PR agency with a lot of clients. I definitely was not. I tried it, right? I tried it, but I want to get into that in a second. I did try to date guys that work like a 9 to 5, and a lot of them were very routine driven, and where my routine is very according to what client or has going on at the moment, could be all over the place. So it could be very, you could be unequally yoked.
You take the same woman, the same character. She's off at 4:30 and she has the weekends off, and you can plan and set things and lock things in. And this one makes 40,000. This one makes 120. I'll take the one with 40.
Well, I don't think men should be. Well, in my opinion, men should not be looking at women for how much money they make. But
it's the same. But her being a business owner, I guess I'm assuming she's doing it for money, right? So I'm not looking at for money. I'm just saying she might be I know might be. I'm pretty sure she is doing it for money. So what I'm saying is, I don't care about the money. I'd rather take this than that. It's not about the money.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know. I just don't think it's. I think I wouldn't. I mean, a man shouldn't be about the money anyway. But so Ray Alexander asked, when you say how does your job affect your dating life, are you referring to the status, income, and prestige of a person's job or career? I think we're talking about all of it, right? Because I feel like what you do for a living, specifically if you are passionate about it, if you it shapes your personality. And I think that people are drawn to certain job fields because of of their own talents. I started this because I want to talk about this because I saw that there's an article that came out in several newspapers that said that the new middle class, America's new millionaires, are now plumbers and HVAC entrepreneurs. So listening to that, I have a couple of girlfriends that we talk, that are single and have said, I don't date blue collar guys because a lot of the blue collar guys, they feel like they're not a good match with because of the type of work they do. And a lot of them, are I think like blue collar workers and like plumbers, electricians, people like that. They feel like they're not equally yoked with them because of their lifestyle, right? But it's interesting that we're seeing that the new class of millionaires is made up of mostly those jobs. And I think that we're seeing a shift because first of all, the population is at a certain point. There's houses that need it. Like there's certain jobs that have job stability, and you're always going to need a plumber. You're always going to need an electrician. You're always going to need an HVAC. Like those jobs are always going to be in demand. So it makes sense that some of those, if you own one of those companies or you own your own business doing that you would be, doing really well. Caesar says, I just dated a broke woman at my age. I'll never do that again. We need to have you on here, Caesar. I'm not gonna go there because I'll be like, why? But I think I know why. Will you tell me why? And Caesar, let us know if he's right.
I don't know his situation, but I know why some guys don't want to.
And why is that?
Because a lot of times those women become very, very needy. And it's cool to like, people need things and we move on, but then there's people that put their foot on that. They put their foot on the gas on that. And once you come into their life, everything gets poured on you. It's like, wow.
So would you rather, if you had the option between a needy woman or a woman who was independent and wasn't needy, it seems like men really like the needier person.
Well, I mean, I think both of them come with their whatever. I don't like needy people, period. Like you just constantly, you're not trying to even, that's the thing. Some people don't even try to do anything themselves. It's just more convenient to call you. Or it's like now, it's more convenient for people to like, I'll be like, ask Google. Like people don't even want to think for themselves anymore. You know what I mean? It's become very, very convenient. Well, I don't know, look it up. Like, what do you think the weather's going to be? Look, I'm going to find out the same way you can find out. Look at, like, people become super, super lazy with this technology and everything. People don't want to do anything for themselves anymore. Groceries come to your crib right now. Now it's like, man, I don't feel like going to the grocery store. Or the kids got to put up their phones. Well, we didn't have phones at one point. We become so...
You sound like the old man that's like...
real, because the excuse is we don't have technology or you're here. So I'm just like, nobody wants to do anything for themselves anymore, not even think. So I think that might be the thing. Just needy people. It could be a homeboy. It's like, dog, you don't want to figure nothing out for yourself as a grown person. Adulting has become a hazard. Being an adult.
Or being right, but there's no option. Caesar says she was needy and came with an 11-year-old daughter. Not my lifestyle. I want a woman who I can build with. So so to answer your question, Ray, we're talking about all of those things.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hear, Mo started out with from a man, what was an unattractive job title. I want to ask the women, because I, like my girlfriend, was explaining to me why she didn't want to date a blue collar worker. And she was like, a lot of times, I can't have certain conversations. A lot of them, if they haven't been to college or don't have an advanced degree, there's a certain, I guess maybe a ceiling or limitations on their conversation or interests. And so I wonder I mean, we're just having a conversation. Obviously you don't agree with that.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I'm just asking. So, because I do think that there are certain people, some people in life, like I remember I was dating a guy that was a fireman.
Yeah.
I don't think I liked his name either, but he was, firemen they work 148, they work one shift and then they're off 2 days, right? So they work one day and then they're off 2, then they work one and they're off 2. And I remember thinking, well, what are you doing with that time off? Like, what are you doing? He didn't want to do anything with the time off, right? He wanted to just be a fireman. He wasn't really motivated to, like, I was like, but are you trying to become the chief? Are we like, what are we doing? Because I'm a very ambitious person. And he was not. He was just happy being a firefighter. And I understand there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, especially at that point in my life, that was not very attractive to me, because I want someone that's very ambitious. And we didn't share that in common. I was trying to figure out how I can be the best version of myself. And I relate that to work, where he did not. Now, at this point in life, I feel differently, right? Because I was in my 30s at that point, and I really valued somebody that I could feed off of their passion and their ambition, because that's really what drove me and motivated me. But I also now, I think, have an appreciation at this point in life for, yes, Gun Boss knows I have a problem with people not being productive. I just think you should always be trying to be productive. But I also have a greater appreciation for people that do enjoy life. And I know a lot of people that are extremely ambitious that do not really enjoy, they're not present, because they're always trying to get more and more and more. And they miss out, on a lot of things. I feel like I've been like that to an extent. So much my mindset has shifted, over the last 15 years, 10 to 12 years. It's definitely shifted.
Right.
So, but I do think that even if my mindset has shifted, there's still some truth to the fact that not everybody follows those rules, but sometimes you do see people that are comfortable with a more simple lifestyle.
Like, everybody is not trying to be the CEO of everything. Or if they get to the job, their goal is to be the CEO of the job.
Right.
Or content, and that's happiness for them.
Right.
More money becomes more responsible. People want a simple life, right. And that's peaceful for them. And then some people are ambitious and want to go to the top of whatever there is that they do. If you wanted to become a fireman, you wanted to become a fireman. You didn't want to become a fire. You wanted to be out there fighting the fires. The chiefs don't fight the fires. So people, they see it and it's like, nah, I'm cool with this space. I see other people at that space and I see how stressful they are.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times those are the people that are first to go with the jobs. It's just like a sports team. The coach is usually quicker to go than the players in the losing season. You know what I mean?
Well, the coach has more time invested too. You know what I mean? So to me, that's true. That's true. But I also think Felicia says a man that's been the same job with the same title for 20 years, physical therapist assistant, no ma'am, Pam. I feel like they're not ambitious. I feel like that person is not ambitious also, but I also feel like at some point in life, you start to decide what defines happiness for you. But I think that in order to do that, you also have to realize what is attractive to you in a mate. And I know for me, I wouldn't be, I would not be okay with someone that was comfortable making a certain amount for extended period of time and not trying to figure out, okay, how can we make more?
Right.
That's just my personality is that way. And I think I would get on his nerves because I would be constantly trying to figure out how to make more and how to do more. And you know, that person isn't. So I think that you have to find someone who's equally yoked as far as how you look at life and how you define happiness.
There you go. There you go. I like that. I like that. I think that's the thing. I don't think there's no cookie cutter way for everything, and everybody should be living on that plateau. You know, figure out somebody that works for you. But
Mhm.
once you do that, remember, we are all products of our decisions.
That's true.
You're gonna have to deal with what comes with that. It might be all good that comes with that, but it might be, you know, I got the money, but I don't have the time.
Yeah.
You know, and understand this is what comes with that.
Mm-hmm. Cancer Baby says, I retired from the military and now work for a government. I don't ever want to supervise another person. So I'm okay. So you military people, you know, it's a little bit different because you guys have a different she says she's okay right now where she's at. That, you know, when you've dedicated 20 years to something, that is an accomplishment in itself. But the interesting thing with military is a lot of times people get in so early. I remember a friend of mine when her ex-boyfriend, when he retired, he was barely 40. So at that point, he had to find another something else to do. You can't just sit at home and eat. I mean, you can, but I mean, that's not a life that somebody else probably wants to share with you.
Travel. I know somebody that's what they do. All they
Yeah,
do.
right. I'm just saying, but just I'm just that's still doing something, right? Ray Alexander says assortative mating, the tendency of humans to mate within their socioeconomic peer group, i.e., those with similar social standing, job prestige, educational attainment as themselves. I agree with that. I think that is a real thing, and I think that's probably it's not a bad thing, but I think that actually probably works in most cases because when you find someone that has the same outlook on life, you guys are probably going to have similarities.
Let me
Um,
ask, do you think that if they connect everyone else, because I'm kind of like, I find that I'll use me for an example, right?
mhm,
Sit here, they're always shocked. It's like, okay, we're in an election, right?
mhm.
And you could talk about that as a man or someone that's not in corporate. And they were like, wow, I didn't think, see, this is what I'm talking about. I need somebody that could just, like, some people will limit you to how you look and think that that's all you know. If you got
That's
on
true.
jersey, they think your conversation is limited to sports. If you
That's
got
true.
a chain on, they think your conversation is listening to maybe hip hop. You know what I mean? And that is not true. I have
Right.
friends who extensive book collect. You'll be surprised, especially up north in the Northeast. You'll be surprised the intellect on a lot of cats. Hell, that barely made it out of high school.
I
And I'm
agree with that.
to these
I
guys.
agree.
I'm just saying, don't limit yourself to someone's occupation as far as they can't think past their occupation. That is not true.
I agree 100%. And I have met a lot of people that, like you said, you sit down and have a conversation with them and you realize that, as my grandfather would say, that well runs deep. So you have to really get to know people. I don't believe that we should judge people by that, but I also think that there are certain characteristics that are usually connected to some certain jobs, right? So I don't think that you should have a generalization, but I do think that, you know, if someone is an electrician, I'm going to assume that he's good with his hands, not in that way, but like that he could fix things around the house and that he was like, you know, just more of a builder and that type of thing, right?
You know, friend, his name begin with a J. That's his by trade. That's what he is.
He's an electrician.
Yeah. Did you know that?
The who?
Our friend that begins with a J.
No, I did not know that.
AD.
Oh, and then that case is right.
Right.
He's very good with his hands. He can fix anything. Yeah, that's a good husband job.
Right. But what I'm saying is he can do it's beyond that though, to me, when
Right. No,
or
absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
things that he's capable of doing, the monies he's made, you know, outside of that.
But he's an entrepreneur mind, so he's always looking for business. He's very good at business. Ray says those are the challenges that Jesse Strive discussed, how the more accomplished spouse pushes the other spouse to achieve more. This causes problems for the underachieving spouse. Yes,
Yeah,
it does. And I think you have to understand, I had to understand, I will say this to the women out there. You have to figure out what type of man that you want and what type of man you can respect.
There you go.
And I think that's the biggest thing, because if you don't respect the mindset of the other person, then you're not going to respect them.
There you go.
But I think that we have to open up. I know I had to open up a little bit and kind of stop being so narrow-minded and assuming, but just, more open to getting to know people and listening to who they are.
Question. Think a corporate woman can submit to a blue-collar man?
I think it depends on the woman and the man. I think it depends on that particular woman and that man. What do you think?
Possibly. It's tough.
I think so. I don't think it's tough at all, because I see it happening all the time.
But by the time I seen it, that woman has bumped her head enough times where she's just tired.
But I think it depends on the person. I think if there is a man that if there's a blue collar guy that is, because first of all, doesn't have anything to do with college. You could, especially right now at this point, people that are
people I know that went to college, so I know that's a fact.
Say it again.
I know me and a few other people. We make more than some people I know that went to college, so I know that ain't that.
Yeah, but see, college is not necessarily about making money. It's about understanding how to think and understanding how to be. I mean, it's also being exposed to other things.
You think it's how to think?
I do. I think it's understanding business and being able to complete something. But I also think there are a lot of people that go for a trade that understand the business aspect of it. And I don't think that you need to I don't think everyone needs to go to college, but I do think, I know for myself, I admire someone who enjoys learning, right? And who is inquisitive and who questions things. I'm not attracted to people that don't think. As female friends or male friends, I don't like people I don't enjoy being around people that are just content with receiving what people tell them. I like people that are trying to figure out things, but I also am somebody that will push. Okay, so we are working as a maintenance man. Shouldn't we try to be the foreman, and then maybe we can figure out how to be be over the other foreman? Like, how do we? I'm because that's just who I am. So I'm constantly doing that, and I do realize that has made former partners unhappy, because they were like, "I'm fine like I am. Why you keep pushing me?"
The fact that you got to push somebody is already the start of something. You know what I'm saying? The fact that if somebody desires something, even if they say you can't want it more than they want it for themselves.
Oh, Princess says, this happened to me while dating a warehouse boyfriend. I encouraged him to get into management program. He kept missing work to be at his place with me. I threatened to leave if he didn't go to work. See, that's what I'm talking about.
But see, that's just foolishness. The fact that you'll stay home and not make any money laying in the bed with her. But that's just foolishness.
But I'm just saying, like, she was trying to get him into upper management. He wasn't trying to do that. That is the thing with me. But I also feel like I want to be with someone who appreciates that about me, who wants to do better, and who appreciates the fact that I'm the type of woman that would help them do that. But I also think there are people that are content with where they are in life, and they should find someone else who's also content with where they are.
I think, no, that's fair. I think if you got a guy trying to figure it out on his own and you help him, but you can't help the guy that don't want to do it in the first place. That's the problem. If you got to tell him, or I want to know, he's got to already be trying, and maybe he's bumping his head on the wall. That's the guy to help. You don't the guy that don't want it, who's not even trying by himself. To me, that's bad.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I also think there are just certain personality traits that aren't gonna go, right?
Like,
So
good.
So let me ask you this: what if you met a young lady who was an Instagram influencer?
Yes.
What's your thought process on that? Because I'm asking because I know certain guys. I have other guy friends that have told me I don't want to date a girl that is an Instagram influencer because that's not. She likes attention. I don't want a woman that is into getting a lot of attention. I have another friend who married an Instagram sexy model, and he encouraged her to get a BBL. She did. She's gotten it, and he enjoys that. So I think that it just depends on what you want. But for you, what would your perspective be on a woman that's her job? Her entire job depends on posting, attractive pictures so that she can, get likes and engagement and be paid to promote certain things.
Well, it depends on how far the pictures go. That's number one.
Okay.
And a lot of it depends on how she treats me, man. Is she ignoring me? Is she like, what you do is what you do. Now, if you're doing it to the point where you got to get surgery and all these other things, there's influencers that have their clothes on that don't show nothing, that promote products, that get checks, that so on and so forth. That's cool. Now, how far you go with it and what you're willing to do, expose yourself to something totally different. I'm not with that part of it. But if you're selling clothes for Amazon and you're promoting and they pay you I'll have no problem with that. But more importantly, how do you treat me? You don't
really care about a woman's job, is what you're saying, except for the entrepreneurs.
I mean, I care if she's a stripper or if something like that, like the whole body exposure thing. I'm not with that. This age, I'm definitely not with that. But if it's classy and clean, I don't have no problem with that. How do you treat me is more important than the respectable woman that's an influencer and that people like her. People like a lot of people, and you can't control that. How does she respond to the people, everyone liking her? Like, that's the thing. I think that we be tripping on the wrong stuff.
That's interesting because I think some guys really don't like that, but I appreciate you saying it, as long as it's not she's not showing her body. Princess said that boyfriend got in the management program, and then he ended up getting fired from missing work. Girl.
Yeah, he was just bad. Yeah.
I had to move on. He was lazy and was. But kudos to you, Princess BC, for actually being behind that man and helping him get into the management program. One day he's probably going to look back and be like, man, I should have got, that was a good girl. She helped me. And now, hey.
Yeah, he sounded like he was in his 20s. He wasn't ambitious.
I hope he was in his 20s. It might not have even been the 20s because I've heard some similar behavior patterns in the 40s and beyond.
Horrible.
So let's look at this. Also, like, what about? I know you've dated a cop before.
I talked. We didn't actually officially date.
You went out with her.
Yeah, FBI too.
So how do you feel about that? Because I know for me,
again,
I didn't want to date a cop.
Nah, won't be doing that again. Man, them people, man, don't. I wouldn't.
Why? What was your? See, the guy was not in his 20s. He was 36. Mo, I knew. If we asked Princess, the answer was not going to be he was in his 20s. I knew it.
Yeah, you did the right thing, Princess. Let him go.
Grown man, just not on grown behavior.
First of all, I trust the police.
So you're you're holding a bias against police.
And then I just know the slick stuff and tactics, and I've heard horror stories about women who dated guys. So I'm pretty sure this officers. I'm pretty sure it goes the other way around. I've heard horror stories starting off good, but tailing you and harassing you, and no one's going to believe you over me. I've heard all those stories. I'm cool on that.
So you think if you dated an officer, she could probably whoop your.
No, it ain't the. I don't know too many women that can beat me up. I don't know any that I can think that could beat me off site.
You think that she may not take, if you try to break up with her, it could go bad.
I think anytime I piss her off, it could go bad. And I don't want that over my head, or what you could do and what you could get away with, more importantly.
Wow.
What you could do is what you could get away with. You're the police.
So, okay. And then what about the FBI?
That was weird. I don't know what I was going through at that time, but she had a gun on her and have a badge, and I wasn't supposed to. Just a lot of protocol. That's sneaky. I almost didn't believe her. She had to show me.
Where did you meet the FBI agent, Mo?
Well, one was anyway.
What?
Where did I meet her?
And she wasn't a stripper too, was she?
No, where did I meet the FBI chick at?
I thought you got ready to say she was a stripper too.
No, the other one, the other chick. No, she did other stuff for Alphabet people. And that was the one that kept sending me the money. And she had clearance codes. They had to live a secret. I don't know.
I thought the one that sent you all the money was doing some scamming in the medical field.
No, that was the other one.
Another one that sent you money.
Yeah. Remember, she was cash apping me all the money.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But no, the other one was 2007 or whatever that was. And she was the police. And she was like, it was FBI. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. She's from New York. I don't know.
Interesting. Interesting.
She had to show me the gun, the badges, and she was like, I support. She was doing a lot of stuff to prove it to me, because I thought she was lying.
Did she have a holster?
She had a holster. She had a bunch of stuff. She had a holster. She showed me the badge. She was doing undercover FBI work in the night. It was deep, man. She had to take pictures, and
Mo is in the trenches. He was in the trenches.
On stuff. I didn't believe her. And then she showed me some stuff she wasn't supposed to show me. I just don't want to speak too loud about it. But FBI people not going to do and ask me who she is, because I don't remember her name at this point.
Oh, my goodness. So Ray Alexander again says, in this modern era, some upwardly mobile men do, in fact, want to marry a woman who is upwardly mobile and brings more to the relationship than just a pretty face and a nice body. That's good to know that there are men that look for more than just the looks. But I just say it again.
More than, not without.
Right. More than is still allowing you to balance something out, as opposed to just, this is all I care about, which is what we hear a lot.
Now, I think that's what y'all want to hear. We do, because I even said it. I was like, Mo, do you care about women? I was like, looks, I like that, but I still need this. And it was like, Mo said, oh, he just need this. I'm like, come on, man. You just read. Come on, stop.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that. I know that there's more, but I know it starts there. And for some men, they would rather start there and have lower numbers in other places if it's good, if it starts there.
Gotcha.
That's all. Just like women sometime with the security. I do think that women it's not just all about the dollar. It also could be about how he presents himself, and what does he do with his money? Because again, when it comes to the blue collar workers, and I've told my friends this, I know a lot of blue collar workers that are very good with their money, and a lot of corporate guys that are not, because they're trying to impress each other, right? So I think it matters when you're thinking about a relationship. We're talking about dating with the intentions, right? So when you're looking at the way someone handles, if they go to work every day, I know, like my godfather, he worked for the power company, Georgia Power. he was not a millionaire, but he is now. You know, he was really good with his money, worked there for, you know, X amount of years, retired, very smart with his investments, and, you know, retired and is very, very well off now. So I think there are a lot of people, that men and women, that understand and are able to maximize what they have. I think that's an attractive quality. And I think that specifically when it comes to like how men hear what women are saying, a lot of times if that man is self-sufficient and he has his own home, he's doing well, he's like, I don't think people are holding it against the man if he's not of a certain stature. I think it's really about how he approaches life. And if you know, now if you're making six figures but you have nothing to show for it, that's not attractive either. You know, you could be working your behind to death, but if you're spending all of it, then that's not very smart.
And that's the thing I've seen. Even the women I've seen that make the money, I know people that are bad with money, or live beyond their means, and it's like borrowing for people that make less than them.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot. But because a lot of times people that work, like, I know for myself, I'm a very unstructured person. And my job is, I knew when I first graduated that I did not want a job that looked the same every day, because I would probably get very bored and just be very lackadaisical on the job, because I like the fact that my job was different. I remember I went to do an interview at this oil and gas company and for a PR position, and it was a little gray cubicle, and I would have had to be there from 8 to 5 with an hour lunch in this little gray cubicle that had 3 other cubicles, one here, 2 on the other side. And I just was like, that's not my personality. I can't sit here all day and do the same thing day in and day out on the clock. I took a job where I would be out in the field sometimes I'd be over there. But I've also learned a lot of times people that have those type jobs, they are a more structured person. They like to know every Sunday at 6:00, I'm going to eat dinner. This is going to be my dinner. Monday, I go to work. I come home. I do the same thing every day. And that's how I live my life. I don't like that. So I like to be whenever I was dating someone, I wanted someone that could say, hey, let's go such and such, or we can do this, because I didn't have the restraints of being like, oh, well, I have to put in for work or take off. That's not a deal breaker, but it just shows a different type of mentality. It's just different. My brain doesn't work where I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Does that make sense?
Now, I get you. Listen, some people I had, as someone had told me, because I'm structured, they will want, they thought that was attractive to them because they weren't.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I get that, but if you're not, and I gotta constantly get you there, you're draining from me.
Right. Somebody's gonna get drained.
Right. But I mean, if you're willing and you're, but if it's someone you're just totally not that, or you're totally trying not to, like when people say, well, I'm always late. That's a peeve of mine.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, well, you don't have to be. That's a choice. Like, you could do something about that most times.
You could. What about teachers or principals? People that their job is to correct other people. What what patterns do we see from people in those professions?
No, I think depending on what they teach, like if they teach college, the teachers I've dealt with, I didn't run across that.
Okay.
I didn't run across what people would think, because their students were kids.
Right. But I've heard guys say that dating women that were teachers, they would talk to them kind of like a kid, talking to me like the kids in the class. But one thing I was also heard a lot about teachers is that they're very patient. And I would think that would be the case as well.
They are, and they have another side to them too. But yes, I would say
knows a lot of freaky teachers. I'm just gonna put it out there.
You ain't got it's out there. Everybody know that. Teachers,
I think that it's because they're with the children and they have alternative personality, maybe.
I don't know, but shout out to all the teachers. I just think that I never ran across that. I've never heard that before. Now I've
Yeah,
heard
I heard a guy say this girl said she was going to give him a gold star. She was real, like, just patient, but almost like a little bit condescending.
psychiatrists, women that I've dated, those are the ones that are. I'm never doing that again.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to date anymore. But I did. I tell you guys, I dated 2 pastors, and at first I was like, I would never date a pastor. I tried it, and exactly for the reasons I had said I would not do it. I shouldn't have. It was bad both times.
Hey,
for them being not the man that they're claiming to be in the pulpit on Sundays.
I heard about a pastor sending penis pics.
Yeah.
Told me that.
Yeah. Where's the Jew said teachers and flight attendants are baby oil level freaky.
Yeah. Whoever said that know what they talking about. I did. Yes. There you go.
It appears that there's truth. No, it was not Jamal Bryant. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
I have an interview with him coming on Friday. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, baby oil level is wild, but
amen.
I guess Mo is co-signing. Just think about it though. I think that we all should be a little bit open, because just because you met someone that was in that profession that has some of these stereotypes, it does not mean that that would be the case for everybody. I'm glad that I opened up a little bit. Adrian's name was not one of the names that I thought I would like, but now it's very normal.
See, we can.
Yeah. I'm sure he probably never dated anyone named Christal. It's a real boring.
Oh man, I'm pretty
normal
sure.
Name. But he has actually 2 exes that have the same name, and I was like, who does that? Who tries it again? And that's the thing. I would never date a guy that had one of my ex's names.
I would call him something different if I did.
You have dated multiple people that have the same name.
Yeah, but I don't call them all the same.
You shorten some and do all kinds of stuff. Anisha says she's a psychologist and men always thought I was analyzing them.
Hey, I dealt with you.
Y'all it was annoying. Anisha, were you analyzing them though? Just you could tell us honestly a little bit.
Keep it real. Keep it real, Anisha.
Anisha, were you?
Because that's tough, boy.
He said every hood got a Christal. Yeah, but they don't spell it like mine, though.
They definitely don't. Crystals is different.
They don't spell it like that, though. Where's the juice? I think, Anisha, we want you to answer. I feel as though you probably were analyzing them.
A little bit.
She says, if I'm not getting paid, I don't like to think that deep. I think it just becomes natural, human nature for y'all.
You like to tell him what he's thinking. Telling you.
Anisha, we need to hear from him. We need to hear from one of them. She said they would think I was analyzing their ice cream choice. They probably were paranoid because I could see that. I have dated pastors and a social worker, not a psychologist. And you are trying to make sure that that they're not using you as a case study. That's hilarious.
Hey, do you realize I got women that because of what we do on this show that have that hesitation about me?
I can't see it. It seems like they're all coming after you because you're on the show.
No, let me tell you something. This shit do not work for me.
I don't believe that at all.
Hey man, are you trying to? Is this for the thing? Do you just do this for? I get it all. It's a bunch of other stuff I'm not even going to say. Nah, this does not work for me as much as y'all think it do. Trust me.
Let's delve into that a little bit more on Friday. I know we got started late tonight, but let's delve into that a little bit more on Friday. And
what's the name? Because I saw it today.
Love is Blind.
There you go.
Love is Blind. We got to talk about these weddings and the we got to talk about all of it. Tune in on Friday. We're going to talk more about Love is Blind. We're also going to talk about the upcoming Love and Marriage Huntsville, The Return, and Bell Collective, because I interviewed one of the new ladies from Bell Collective. Actually, she's not new. Save it. I'll save it until Friday. But that episode will air. The interview with Selena, who was JJ's ex-wife, which is crazy, is going to air 8 o'clock on Friday. And then, of course, Mo and I will be on for relationship recap at 10. And we will be talking about, we'll talk a little bit about that interview, because she's interviewing in preparation for the upcoming Bell Collective. And of course, like I said, we got to get into Love is Blind. So
yes, we do. All
yes,
right.
yes. All right. So you guys check out the show on Friday. If you didn't see yesterday's show, which was my conversation with Latrice from Bell Collective, check it out. You can go back and listen to it in the archives. Part 2 comes on next Tuesday. We're going to talk to her about her relationship with a much older man, and what did that do for her career? Was that a help or a hindrance, and all that good stuff? Yes. Check it out. Listen to Let's Get Crystal Clear with Latrice, and we'll be back on Friday. Yes. All right. Love you guys. See you Friday. All right, Mo.
All right, y'all. Peace.